Hey, what's up everybody? It's Aubree, and today I have a what's for dinner video for you where I am sharing 6 meals that we made, my husband and I, for our family this week. I am busy getting ready to go back to work, so some of these meals were easy and some of them were a little bit longer to prepare, but they were all delicious and they were all family friendly. So I would love it if you stuck around to watch and see what we had and made for our family, and hopefully give you some ideas to make for your family this week. Come on, let's get into it. So this is Sunday night, and on Sundays I like to prepare kind of like, I don't know, I like a home-cooked meal, something that everybody's going to enjoy, fill their bellies, make them have a good night's sleep, and just start our week off in a good place. So tonight I am making baked penne. So I'm starting off by browning up some mild Italian sausage and getting a pot of water on the stove to boil. Once the Italian sausage is cooked, I'm going to drain off the grease and then add some spaghetti sauce. I'm just using the traditional sauce from Aldi. It's good, it's not that expensive, and if you want, you can add your own seasonings to it and just jazz it up some. Then I am going to put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom of a baking dish, add half of the penne noodles once I've drained them, and then I'm going to put some more sauce on top. Now I was worried I did not have enough sauce, but I was just trying to go with it and see how it turned out. Now I'm adding dollops of ricotta cheese to the top, and I'm going to add about half of the container that I have and spread it out. And then I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese and then layer it again with the noodles, the sauce, the ricotta, the mozzarella cheese. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to, I seasoned it with some salt and pepper and garlic powder. Then when it's all said and done, I am going to add some parsley to the top, put it in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes, and just until the cheese is nice and bubbly brown on top. This is how it looked when it came out of the oven. It was so good. We served it with some garlic knots, and I was worried it was going to be a little bit dry because there didn't seem to be enough sauce, but it wasn't at all. It was moist. That ricotta really helped to give it like a creamy feel, and it was so good. I highly recommend this recipe. I will link it down in the comments. I saw this recipe on Jess and the Boys channel, and it looked so good, so I knew I had to make it. And I had it on the meal plan to make for several days, and I just kept putting it off to make for something else. And now I'm finally getting a chance to make it. So I'm just browning up a pound of ground beef and 1 onion chopped. Once the meat is cooked, I am going to drain the grease, and then I'm going to add some taco seasoning. You can use like a taco seasoning packet, but I have this Tones taco seasoning that I get from Sam's Club that I really like. So I just add 3 tablespoons of that. Then I'm gonna add about 2/3 cup water. It just needs it because it's so dry from all the seasoning, and continue to cook it up until it, looks good. Then I'm gonna set it to the side and I'm gonna prepare the rest of what I need to do for this. I sprayed a foil-lined baking sheet and put 2 tortillas on the bottom of it. Now I'm going to add some pinto beans to the top and spread it out. I added some water and microwaved it for a little bit just so it was easier to spread. Then I am going to add the taco meat on top and then squish down another tortilla on top of that. Once that's done, I'm going to add some enchilada sauce to the top of the tortilla and top it with some cheese. And I'm going to bake it in a, I think, 350-degree oven for like 10 to 12 minutes. This is not my recipe. I saw it on Jess and the Boys. Just letting you guys know, I'm not trying to steal her thing. I love her channel. So anyway, once it came out, they looked and smelled so good. I ended up making 4, but I just didn't show you me making the other 2 because it's the same process. And I really liked the way these turned out. The flavor was great. The only thing is, and I don't know if it's because I added too much beans or what, but I would have liked the tortillas to be a little bit more crunchy. I had hoped that they would have been, but they just didn't turn out that way. Maybe I needed to cook them longer. I don't know, but I am definitely going to be trying to see what I can do to make these a little bit crispier. I did have leftovers and I cooked like half of a Mexican pizza in the air fryer the next day, and it was crispier and it was really good. So maybe cooking in the air fryer would work out too. So we wanted to do an appetizer night this night, and we were going with some wings in the air fryer and then some little appetizers, like the frozen ones that you can just throw in the oven. So anyway, my husband is just seasoning up the wings with some Kinder's Blackened and Kingsford Cajun style. I was worried that these were gonna have too much seasoning on them, but they didn't at all. They were not too spicy. They were great. Now, I think maybe my husband put way too many, or just too many. I love my husband. I'm not trying to talk about him bad. But anyway, I just think he put way too many wings in the air fryer when he cooked them, trying to get them done faster, and they just didn't crisp up as crispy as I would have liked them to be. But other than that, they tasted so good. And then he used this Duke's barbecue sauce to toss them in when they were all cooked. They were so good. The flavor was so delicious. So what you see here next to the wings are some loaded potato sticks and mozzarella sticks. These are the dollar box that you can just find at the Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever in the frozen section. Anyway, we just baked them up in the oven per the directions on the back of the box, and I did not like them. They were not good. Maybe if I would have fried them in oil or put them in the air fryer or something, that would have tasted better, but honestly, they just kind of sucked. So I do not recommend those at all, but the wings were delicious. This is one of my favorite meals I had as a kid. It's pierogies and kielbasa sausage. I have not perfected the recipe, but I'm trying. So anyway, I am slicing up 3 onions and sauteing them in 2 sticks of butter. I am going to brown them up. I'm going to cook them up slow because I do not want to burn them, and I just want them translucent and brown and delicious to go on top of the pierogies. So it's been a while since I've made pierogies, so the way I end up assembling this, I did it wrong. So you'll see that I put the onions on the bottom and then I put the pierogies on top, but that's okay. The onions should have gone on top of the pierogies, but it doesn't matter. It still ended up tasting really good. So I'm also boiling up a pot of water, and I add salt. I didn't get that on camera, but I did add salt to it. And then I'm going to add the frozen pierogies to the boiling water. I think there's 12 in a box. I add them individually so that they don't stick together because I don't want them to stick together. And I give them a stir, and I realize that there is enough room in this pot for the whole box, so then I end up pouring in like, I think 2 more. I use a slotted spoon to put the onions on the bottom of a baking dish. I did this because I wanted to use the remainder of the butter to brown up the pierogies once they are finished cooking in the boiling water. So now I'm just going to cut up the kielbasa sausage into small chunks, which I'll put on top of the pierogies and bake in the oven to warm them up. And they will be delicious just the way that they are. Once I have browned up all the pierogies and assembled them in the baking dish, I top it with the kielbasa sausage and just bake it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes at 350. And that's how they looked. I just served this with some Sister Schubert rolls on the side. They were very, very good. My husband went to Target and picked up some bacon cheddar beef patties, and we are having some Bush's baked beans and some Aubree curly fries in the air fryer. Everything turned out so good. It was a quick, easy meal, but perfect for tonight. I really didn't know what to make this night, so I decided on trying to make like a Beefy Mac and cheese. And it's very similar to something my mom used to make when I was little, but I'm trying to do it homemade. So, I don't know. It turned out pretty good. Let me show you how I made it. I am just dicing up 1 onion and sauteing that up with 1 pound of ground beef. When that is all cooked up, I am going to add some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, and set it to the side. I'm also going to boil 2 cups of elbow noodles and then drain them. Once they are drained, I am going to cut up about 16 ounces of cheese melt or Velveeta cheese, Aldi style, and put it in with the cooked elbow noodles. And then I am going to add like about a third a cup of milk and stir it up and see that I need to add a little bit more. So I end up adding a little bit more milk. I'm just trying to get like macaroni and cheese style sauce going on. And then I'm going to add a can of drained corn and my ground beef to the mixture. Now, I think I added way too much cheese because I ended up adding some shredded Colby Jack cheese that I had in the refrigerator, and it turned out super cheesy, per my opinion. My husband and son really liked it. I think I should have added a little bit more water and maybe not so much Colby Jack cheese. But overall, this was a very good meal that we all enjoyed.
This is Connor Aubree.
Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found something that you can take to your meal plan and cook this week. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving this video a like and joining my YouTube family. I would love to have you here. I will see you guys in a few days with my grocery haul. Have a great week, y'all. Bye!